So I was watching this in English, and I felt that something was a little off. That's when I found out that the English version of Sailor Moon has actually undergone a lot of editing compared to the non-English version that I saw as a kid. I was a bit curious as to why all these edits were made, so I went back looking for a non-English version and rewatched it. It wasn't the Japanese version because I can't really stand the voice acting. So we all know in 45 the scouts are taken care of and their corpses are displayed on altars of ice. But something else also happens in this one. Did you see that? It was subtle, totally unnecessary, but let's just move on. And it happens again. Why? The animators went out of their way just to put it in there. You still don't know what I'm pointing out. This last one's a little more obvious. But come on, this is Mars. It's happened before. A couple of episodes weren't translated, and unfortunately the Venus episode was one of them. This is actually one of the more memorable episodes in my opinion. Who was that shadowy figure? And also Venus tanks a grenade. What happened in this episode, and why did it get banned? Well, a friend of Venus finds her in Japan, and it turns out that there's a mutual friend between them that would also like to meet up with her, because they both thought that Venus died in the explosion. Unfortunately, the friend that found her has already been turned into a monster. Moon gets Venus out of a bind, and then Venus talks about her time in Europe. When she was in London, England, she met up with this guy, and they become close friends. Venus introduces that guy to her other close friend, this police officer. After the incident with the warehouse explosion, Venus finally realizes that she's the third wheel in the relationship, and eventually leaves for Japan. Check out that art. So romanticized. It's better with the music. Story time is over, and the two scouts confront the monster friend. There's an unspoken agreement between Moon and Venus that they're going to take out this monster the old-fashioned way, by disintegration. Unfortunately, Venus has a change of heart and asks Moon to do things the right way. Moon is initially reluctant, but eventually she's like, fine, we'll use the darn crystal. The friend is turned back into a human and eventually goes back home. The other scouts are filled in on Venus's Europe adventure, but I don't know if they talk about the murder plan. Finally, we get some more super romanticized art. Venus lets go of her past and is happy for her European friends. Now we know. I guess the conflict due to someone taking her boyfriend is too much for a kids show. You see that? It happens at least twice this episode. Till next time.